The season may be coming to an end, but the Washington Spirit have finally found themselves. Wins in their last 2 matches, one in abnormal circumstances versus Chicago, and the other on national TV versus Seattle, have spirits high. Tonight they look to go out on an even higher note. Tonight they try to go on an even higher note as they visit Sky Blue FC. Hello, Michael Minnick alongside Danielle Malagari and Danielle. The Spirit have kind of talked about how they've had some bad luck this season. Injuries, shots that maybe just went wide or went in for the other team. The last 2 games, that luck has changed. The weather helps them a little bit against Chicago,
right.
And then in front of a great crowd last week, they beat Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a struggle. They've had a ton of injuries, ACLs, hamstring pulls, groin, you name it, they've had it. But, they've bounced back and are really ending on a positive note here and are really looking forward to next season.
And a positive throughout, except when she was with the national team, of course, has been Diana Matheson, the defending NWSL Player of the Week. Gets the winner against Seattle, sets up the goal by Lupita Warbus to beat Chicago as well.
Yeah, I mean, anytime she's been on the pitch for the Spirit, she's been fantastic. She's kind of the glue that holds them together in the middle of the field and has done some really great things coming out of that attacking midfield role. Let's hope to see a few more of those things tonight in their season finale.
Let's kind of talk playoffs as this is the last day of the regular season. Western New York's in the clubhouse on 38 points after beating Boston yesterday 2-1. Portland also on 38 points after beating Seattle 2-1. FC Kansas City is also sitting on 38 right now. They're in the driver's seat. They're playing Chicago right now. Lead 1-0 at last update on a goal by Courtney Jones set up by Erica Temrak. So a point in that game puts FC Kansas City on top. But if they lose and Sky Blue FC wins, you have 4 teams on 38 points.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. Good thing it's not my job to figure that out. Like we were talking about earlier, it's going to go for goal differential. And once this game is over, they're just going to have to sort out those points.
We'll talk a lot more about that as the match goes on. But kind of the nutshell is Sky Blue FC needs a win to obviously to get into that tiebreaker.
Right.
And to surpass Portland in goal differential, they need to win by at least 3.
Right. Well, we'll see what they can get here. They have to obviously put the goals in the back of the net, but it's 0-0 starting from the beginning, so it should be fun to watch.
These 2 teams meeting for the 4th time this year, and it just seems like the Spirit can't catch a break, as you said earlier, against this team. A 2-1 loss at home back on April 27th. Then they play again later in the season. It's a 1-0 win for Sky Blue FC. Then they play again, and it's another 1-0 win for Sky Blue FC. So, and a lot of that was during that injury stretch. So really, this is a Spirit team that thinks they can win this game if things fall a little bit more right for them.
Right. Every game that the Spirit has played against Sky Blue, they have been in the game until, the last couple of the 1-0 games till the very end. So let's see what they can do today.
All right, lineups and the game coming here at the National Anthem. You're watching the NWSL on YouTube.
Michael, I bet your game way up, so don't talk. Okay, your game's back.
Welcome back to the Maryland Soccer Press. Michael Minnick alongside Danielle Malagari. Let's set the lineups for you. For Sky Blue FC, Brittany Cameron back in goal after not playing last week in the 3-3 tie against Chicago. She'll play behind Coco Goodson, one of now just a few players left in the league that's played every minute of every game. The stalwart Chrissy Rampone, Kendall Johnson, and Katie Friels. Manya McCoskey, Taylor Lytle, Ashley Nick, and Sophie Schmidt at the bottom midfield. And then up front, it's the dangerous duo of Denisha Adams and Monica Ocampo. And if Sky Blue FC is in a position where they need goals, Lisa DeVan's available off the bench, Danielle.
Yeah, I mean, she has been battling some hamstring issues for the last couple of games, so I don't know if it's necessary, really. They're already in the playoffs. It's not necessary to put her in, but obviously if they want to go a little bit higher than 4th place, they would want to see her out there today. But for me, as a coach, I would definitely not want to play her just to save her for the playoffs.
Mark Parsons has the luxury. He hasn't had much this year since taking over. He puts the same 11 back out there.
Right.
Nobody's hurt so far. He can pick the same 11. That's Ashlyn Harris in goal, who was tremendous last week against Seattle.
Yeah, she's always fantastic. She's been very positive for the team this year. Obviously, they struggled in the middle of the season, but she always brings a great work rate to practice and to the games, and she's just really fun to watch back there.
Robin Gale will play in front of Ashlyn Harris along with Tori Houston, Marissa Abeg, and Allie Krieger. In the midfield for Washington today, it's Lupita Warbus, Lori Lindsay, and Julie Roberts. And up top, Diane Matheson's listed as a forward today. We'll see if she hangs up or moves back a little bit. Stephanie Oaks and Connie Pollers will partner her. Captains meeting right now. It's Christy Rampone wearing the armband today for Sky Blue FC, and also Lori Lindsay for Washington. So Lindsay, who has started and played in every game except for that game against Chicago where she was rested, wearing the armband for the 21st time this year. Tori Huster has actually leading this team in minutes right now, and she's a player that, they knew that she would be a solid player, but she has been such a good find for this team.
Yeah, I was at open practice yesterday with Mark, and he was just ranting and raving about how great Tori Huster is. She's just a good teammate. She wants to be there. She wants to get better. She wants to make everyone around her better. She works incredibly hard, doesn't complain, and puts out a good product.
And playing next to her in the center of defense is the player that's played the least minutes this year for the Spirit, a player you know well from playing with her last year, and Marissa Abeg. Yes,
Marissa Abeg played with me the last 2 years on DC United, and she was just a staple in the back line for us, going into the Final Four last year. She played in the WPSL this year and came in and instantly got that spot in the center back, and they've had success with her. Why not? She's a great leader back there, and she sees the field really well.
Born in Anchorage, Alaska. And Anchor, a good name for a good town name for a center back.
That's great for her.
Teams breaking the huddles right now. Sky Blue FC in the road whites today with the blue shorts and white socks, though, attack the beer garden end here at the Plex, while the Spirit are in the reds today. Brittany Cameron wearing the black goalkeeper jersey today. Ashlyn Harris wearing the green. Spirit only have 4 substitutes available today. The backup goalkeeper, Chantel Jones, as well as field players Kika Toulouse, Tiffany McCarty, and Jasmine Spencer. The bench for Sky Blue FC, Joyanne Lloyden is the backup keeper, Nalia Rangel, Lisa Devanna, Melanie Booth, Lindsay Lisenby Cutshaw, and Maddie Thompson are the substitutes for Jim Gabara's squad tonight. Spirit will kick off here. Lupita Warbus and Stephanie Oaks in the center circle. Warbus, I think, as well, has been a player that's really picked up her game in the last couple.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I feel like when she first came, she wasn't really given that many opportunities to shine. And over the last couple games, Mark Parsons has really trusted in her and put her out there, and she's done well for the team.
Started in that kind of holding mid spot for Lori Lindsay against Chicago, moved a little bit farther up the field against Seattle, and looked good in both roles. Underway here is Roberts will play it to the left back, Robin Gale, another player who's come back recently and played well after being injured for about a month and a half.
Right, yeah. It's always great to have Gail out there. She's done some really good things this season for the Spirit.
Huster for Lindsay. Now Warbus in the center circle. Roberts will dump it left for Robin Gale. Picked up by Lytle. Now back for Abeg. Now Huster. Lindsay's chip up the right side, picked off by Denisha Adams. Finds McCoskey. That's Nick in the center circle. Now it's Rampone playing it up for Lytle. Played through now. And an easy pick for Abeg. Dumps it up the left side. And knocked out by Coco Goodson. Goodson has 1 goal in the year, and we remember it well.
Yes.
Scored on a corner kick very early against the Spirit here a couple months ago. Gales throw up the line. Over the head of Oaks, headed out by McCoskey. Another Spirit throw for Robin Gale.
It'd be nice if the Spirit had a little bit more movement off the ball here. Everyone's kind of stationary on this throw-in.
Sky Blue FC really kind of sitting back early, which is
Right.
surprising because, as we said earlier, if they win by 3 or more, they can jump Portland and finish third potentially.
Right.
Kendall Johnson on the left side. Back in the middle for Goodson. Walking it up as now the Spirit will take their turn to put 11 behind the ball. Goodson switch picked off by Matheson, who will lay it off for Lindsay.
We have to expect that Matheson's not going to stay up there. Even though she's listed as a 4, doesn't mean she's going to hang up there the whole game.
Yeah, because the more she touches the ball, the better things happen.
Yes.
So you want her coming back a little bit to get it.
Absolutely.
Now Ashlyn Harris. Kind of a tentative beginning to this game. Neither team really going
Very
for it early.
quiet. Very quiet so far.
Warbus. And splits Gale and Abeg. It'll go out for a Sky Blue FC throw in the 3rd minute, which McCoskey will step up to take. Coming back is Ocampo. She'll chest it down, lay it off for Lytle. Now first time ball by McCoskey, well off the mark, out for a throw. Robin Gale with her 4th already of the match.
It seems like there's just not much energy right now from either team. I think they're just trying to feel out how this game is going to go today.
And with the exception of that game we mentioned way back, the first meeting between these two teams where Goodson got Sky Blue FC on the board early, this is kind of the way it's been between these two, where
Right.
the games have been decided late in the second half. Just kind of whoever makes the most of their one opportunity will win the game.
Right.
Here's Rampone. Ashley Nick, who, like Abeg, was a late addition to this Sky Blue FC team after finishing up a semi-pro season. Former USC midfielder, part of their national championship team along with Amy Rodriguez and company. Here's Goodson. Forward for Adams, who chested on looking for a combo, but Huster in the right place will find Lori Lindsay. Behind Polars, McCoskey will step it off and lay it off for Lytle. Now it's Friels. McCoskey again. And now Goodson.
I don't think I've ever seen all 11 players behind this much for the Spirit. I'm wondering what Mark Parsons has in store for them defensively, just sitting back and waiting for things to happen.
Yeah, the shape right now really it looks like a 4-5-1 with Oaks as the lone forward,
Right.
and Lindsay kind of hanging back and Matheson hanging back, and Polars almost playing as a left mid and picking up McCoskey.
Right.
Here's Lytle on the ball, lays it off. Adams fakes the shot, now goes square. Here's Friels, chipping it, passes blocked. Second chance for Adams, her shot is blocked. And now Nick will pick it up and go left. Johnson tried to play it back, broken up by Warbus. Nick and Matheson collide. Possession now for Sky Blue FC on the left side. Nick doubling back, finds Friels. Now Goodson. Right for McCoskey. Lytle. Ocampo on her left foot. Shot is blocked. Second chance will fall for Adams on the edge of the box. Marked by Allie Krieger. Adams now doubling back. Will drop it. Johnson on her left foot. Crosses it in low. Cleared out by Washington. And now Warbus will pick it up.
That was a fantastic initial block by Abeg there. She read the play really well, stepped in when she needed to, and blocked that shot.
Adams off the turnover tried a shot from deep and missed well high and wide. Goal kick for the Spirit in the 6th minute. Huster here. Lindsay. Now Matheson. Left for Connie Polars. Roberts for Gale. Pass block out for another Spirit throw.
Something I've talked about in the last couple of times during the Spirit games is their forwards need to start doing a better job at coming to the ball and getting the ball at their feet. Oftentimes when the defense has the ball for the Spirit, they have nowhere to go but sending it long because sometimes the strikers run away. So Spirit has to be a little bit more connected on the ball here with their strikers.
Huster going deep, looking for Polars, headed by McCoskey down for Nick. Polars is a player that will track back a good bit, but doesn't always get possession. It's more of a defensive move other than coming back, an offensive move to get possession.
Yes. I don't remember a lot of times where she'll check back and get the ball and take it forward.
Lindsay with the block. Second chance for Lytle. Left for the overlapping Kendall Johnson. Krieger over to make sure that goes out for a throw.
I'm glad to see Krieger out there after the concussion she sustained. mid-season. I thought, she was going to be done for the rest of the year, but glad to see her back out there for the squad.
Yes, it's in that concussion on July 14th at Seattle in the 2-1 loss. Came back to play briefly as a substitute against it, Sky Blue FC about a week and a half later, but then missed the next couple games, returned 2 games ago. Chip up the left side by Abeg off the target, out for a throw. Nick almost turns it over to Oaks, but does find the feet of Chrissy Rampone. Kendall Johnson's ball, blocked and stolen by Lori Lindsay. Now Oaks. Lays it off for Warbus. Now Lindsay. And back for Abeg. Opening up left is Robin Gale. Abeg will pick her out. Gale on the left flank, going to work in the 8th minute. Cuts back on her right foot, on the floor, looking for Matheson. Nicely weighted ball. Matheson over the top for Gale. Gale on the left edge of the box against McCoskey. Cuts back, has a chance on her right foot. Takes a shot and misses high and wide. Just the 4th shot of the year for Robin Gale, but she had a good look.
I was just going to say, have we even seen her get that close to the goal this year? That was fantastic work by her on that flank.
That's what you have to do, though, against a team that's kind of sitting back and build up and get your backs forward.
Yeah, but if you notice what the Spirit have been doing, they've been dropping everybody behind the ball, and they're waiting for Sky Blue to make a mistake. They're just coming in, intercepting it, and then going forward with it. Smart defense.
McCoskey will try the trick on the other side for Sky Blue FC. Good cross towards the middle, headed down by Huster. Abeg with a heavy touch. Ocampo in the box, trying to touch it around Gale. Now the ball knocked towards the near sideline, kept alive by McCoskey, who has time and space to set up a cross. Drives a good one in towards the far post, headed out by Lindsay, only as far as Lido. Her bring down is blocked by Matheson, but she gives it away. Now the shot from Lido, she whiffs on the ball, and Lindsay will get it and play it up for Matheson.
They're very fortunate that Ocampo didn't get that shot off right there.
Spirit throw here in the 10th minute. Back for Tori Huster. No Abeg. Gale. Back again for Abeg. Switch for Huster. Right intended for Krieger, who will bring it down with her right foot, turn up field, and play it deep, looking for the run of Lindsay forward. That ball goes out for a throw.
That's a tough ball for Abeg to play over there to Tori Huster with a man coming on her. I would like to see that ball played on the ground to Tori's feet.
Rampone's chip forward. Krieger rises high to win it for Oaks. Now working up the side against Ashley Nick is Stephanie Oaks. Fakes the cross. Now plays it off of Nick. And out for a corner. The first one. No, they're going to see a goal kick. I thought she was going to point at the corner initially, and now she points to the middle.
To the corner. Just by the spin of the ball, you would have thought that was a corner.
Right. I mean, why would Oaks play that ball?
Exactly. Or why would she not run after it?
Right. Here's Coco Goodson for Sky Blue FC. Right from McCoskey. Back again for Goodson. Switch for Rampone. Friels for Sophie Schmidt. Opening up right is McCoskey. Schmidt will cut inside. Runs into the challenge of Roberts. Wins possession back, however. Goes in the floor for Ocampo. Tried to play it back for Katie Friels. Her right-footed chip in is blocked as Adams was trying to sneak in. Sky Blue FC would try it again. This time it's Nick going on the floor right for McCoskey. Up the line it comes for Ocampo, who stumbles a bit, takes a challenge from Gale and loses the handle.
Anytime Sky Blue takes a touch and looks up, they just see a sea of red in front of them. The Spirit are doing a really good job at getting behind the ball.
Huster's through ball for Oaks is a good one. Oaks brings it down on her right thigh. Overlaps with Polwers. Now goes to work against McCoskey. McCoskey with the tackle in to knock it out for a throw. Lindsay off the toss from Gale. Sets up the right foot. Chips it in towards Warbus, who can't quite get the handle. And Lindsay throws her arms up in frustration. Warbus brings that down. That's probably 1-0.
Yeah, I'm not so sure Warbus thought it was going to make it over that back line. If anything, just throw your body at it. Hope to get something on it.
Harris will call off for center backs and play it on the floor for Tori Huster. Huster's had a busy year when you really think about it. Played in Australia as well before she came over to play for the Spirit. Wouldn't be shocked if she goes back there in the offseason.
Right, yeah. I was talking to Mark Parsons yesterday, and he said somebody was going to Australia, but he didn't name anybody. I'm sure it's probably
Matheson
her.
plays it left, looking for Pollers, but the pass too soft, slid out by McCoskey, and the flag was up anyway. Yeah, and of course you've got Ali Krieger and Ashlyn Harris heading to Sweden very soon. I think Krieger might have even tweeted that she's leaving Monday.
Yeah, they leave tomorrow. And I think the first game is Wednesday that they play in.
That's one of the good things, I guess, about making a loan like that in season is you're already in your season.
Yeah.
You're kind of in the flow of things.
They don't have to go through another preseason right now, so it's a win-win.
Especially as a player. Those preseasons
Right,
are rough.
exactly.
Go through two of them.
That's what I was thinking as a player.
Goodson for Nick. Left for Kendall Johnson. Goes to work against Krieger. Krieger holding her ground well, but a good turn from Johnson as Krieger, doggedly defending her, forces her back. Christy Rampone. Blocked by Lindsay. Matheson will drop it for Krieger. Now Roberts with some nice footwork to find Warbus. I think if you're going to play this way, if you're Washington, this is a good setup for Roberts and for Warbus and for Lindsay, players that are good at making those short, simple passes.
Yes.
Pollers coming back. Loses possession off the touch to Lytle. Left-footed ball over the top. Brought down by Ocampo. She can't shake Julia Roberts, and Lindsay will step in to win it. Nice footwork to find Huster. Stolen away by Nick, but it comes back to Tori Huster. Roberts will spray it right to Ali Krieger. Left-footed ball up. Gets by Oaks. Rampone with a nice spot of Taylor Lytle, who will start the attack up the middle. Ocampo wants it at her feet. She'll get it in a sea of red. Chipped over the top by Friels. Trying to play in Lytle on the right side. Has to step on Robin Gale. Tries the right-footed shot and misses wide.
Robin Gale was a bit slow to recover there. All she really needs to do is just put her body between the player and the ball there. She got a little bit smarter defending there.
Goal kick for the Spirit in the 15th minute. Short for Huster. Also seems to be a conscious decision to play those goal kicks short rather than trying to challenge in midfield. Flag is up on Stephanie Oaks.
I actually don't think that was offside. She took off, but she was well in front of the defense, before that ball was even kicked. So I didn't really think that was offsides there.
It's not really a spot where you're looking for offsides as the referee is assistant
Right,
because that ball's coming out of the back almost from the 18.
Yeah.
Goodson crosses midfield on the dribble. Plays it on the floor for McCoskey. Now inside for Lytle. Back for McCoskey on the right side as Pollers tracks back to defend. McCoskey will try the right foot across towards the middle. Volleyed out by Huster as Adams was in the area. But as we saw the last time Sky Blue FC was here, this is where you have to be careful.
Yes.
On corner kicks, Sky Blue FC got 2 or 3 good chances and a goal off of set pieces last time they were here.
Yeah, Sky Blue FC definitely has a size advantage on the Spirit. Somebody just has to mark Coco Goodson.
She's on Ashlyn Harris right now with Huster in front of her. Left-footed ball driven in by Denisha Adams and headed on goal and high as Friels came in late, and there you go.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Jim Gabara, of course, didn't have to get too creative when he was here with the freedom. Just knock it towards Abby on these those corners and hope she can get it from
Not rocket science sometimes when you have Abby Wambach on their team.
From Bon Pastor's foot or whoever, but nice creative play there for Friels to come in late on a good serve from Denisha Adams, but missed high and wide. Tough, I think, when you're coming in that hard to head it low as well.
Oh, yes. She really didn't have much control of her body. If you saw, once she made contact, she just fell straight to the ground.
Rampone drops it back to Brittany Cameron. Under pressure, she'll knock it upfield. Oaks was the player providing the heat. Knocked out for Sky Blue FC throw. Brittany Cameron has had a great year, making her 18th start. She's allowed less than a goal a game and has 8 clean sheets, so nearly half of her starts she's pitched a shutout.
It's fantastic work.
Veteran pro who played for Western New York and WPS and the WPSL before being the second supplemental draft pick of Sky Blue FC.
It doesn't hurt having Christy Rampone in front of you either.
Friels knocks it over, chested down nicely by Ocampo. Trying to shake 4 defenders as Monica Ocampo and finally loses out. Oaks on the left, brings it down, making the hard run through is Matheson. Oaks will feed her, but the ball is behind Matheson and Rampone will shepherd it back to Brittany Cameron. That draft pick going back to Cameron as well turned out to be a really good one because Julian Lloyd has not been able to be healthy all year. Only has made 4 starts. And so Cameron's been the number 1 and has done a great job in that role. Friels will drop it back for Goodson. Goodson will walk it forward. Play it on the floor for Ocampo. Lay it off now. Good turn from Friels at the top of the 18, trying to set up the right foot. Lays it off now for Adams. Adams will play it through for McCoskey on the right side. McCoskey trying to run it down, keeps it alive for now, and does keep it in play. Left-footed cross comes in now. Driven ball headed out by Roberts for Washington.
I definitely thought that looked like it was a little out of bounds, but the AR was there.
Now Rampone will reload here at the center circle. Play it right for Goodson. Turn inside from Lytle. Play through now for Ocampo. Looking for Friels, but it's blocked by Lindsay. Now Roberts plays it out for Matheson. Oaks will make a circling run. Flag goes up on Oaks. She was trying to double back for that, and the pass came when she was kind of in mid-retreat there.
You know, she did make that run wide before going high, but, you know, she was just a little bit early with her step on the back line. But kudos to Sky Blue for holding that back line and not dropping so quickly.
Goodson will play it on the floor and get it back. Now 1-2 from Schmidt and Friels. Ball comes right from McCoskey up the line again for Sophie Schmidt. Marked by Roberts. Her cross is blocked by Julia Roberts out for a throw.
You can hear from up here, you can hear Ashlyn Harris yelling, "Get up, get up." When Sky Blue does drop the ball back to their center back, Spirit has to do a little bit better job at stepping and condensing the space a bit more.
Be a corner for Adams. Second of the match for Sky Blue FC. In swinging ball comes in towards the far post. Headed on goal again. Blocked there by Werbis. Still loose in the 6. Headed again by Washington player. Now drop back. Lytle will try up the left foot and hit it right at Ashlyn Harris and makes a jumping catch. And again, you want to see that ball cleared a little bit earlier than that if you're Washington, and a little bit more definitively.
And that's something that they've struggled with, at least at the beginning of the year. I remember a lot of their goals came from just botched clearances. The goals against, came from botched clearances. They just really need to focus on getting that ball up and out quickly.
Huster for Oaks. Roberts dummies it through, but gives it right away to Ocampo. Ocampo charging against Huster at the top of the 18. Ocampo now working towards the left side of the box. Cuts back on her right foot and drops it for Lytle. Back for Johnson. On her right foot. Now she'll go left-footed back to Coco Goodson at midfield. Switch back again. Oaks again, the lone forward as the midfield holds back in front of the back 4. Ball comes left and will be knocked out by Krieger for a throw.
This is going to be a little bit frustrating for Sky Blue. I mean, all they do is look up and see 11 red players behind the ball. They're going to have to find a way to break the Spirit defense down.
Werbis will play a 1-2 with Allie Krieger. Now looks up the line for Matheson. Pass blocked out for a throw in the 21st minute. No score and really not a lot of clear-cut chances to talk about. Sky Blues had a couple half chances. Spirit really have to look at maybe the chip to Lupita Werbis that went just over her foot as their best look. Ashley Nick on the far side for Sky Blue FC. Goes back to Kendall Johnson. Now Rampone. Blocked by Lindsay. Again, you hear Ashlyn Harris screaming at her defense to get up.
You see her kind of arms go up in the air. She just needs them to step a little bit quicker.
McCoskey on the right flank. Cross comes in towards the middle. Over the head of Ocampo, who glances it wide. Out for a goal kick. That right side has been the trouble area so far as McCoskey's gotten loose for several fairly open crosses.
Yeah, well, Sky Blue's doing a good job at moving the ball around the back. Actually, their center backs are the playmakers right now. They're getting it, they're looking up, and then they're looking to try to find the flanks to get those crosses off. So, like Ashton Harris has been saying, the Spirit need to step up a little bit quicker, condense that space, and not allow them to play.
Gale now on the ball for Oaks. Pass behind Polars. Out for a throw.
That was the right idea there by Stephanie Oaks. Just a little unlucky with that touch.
Rampone up the left side for Johnson, who's done more attacking than defending on that far side so far. Chips it over the top. Headed down by Huster for Lindsay.
Tori Huster's vision is just fantastic. For her to take a line drive to the head and just drop it right to one of her teammates is good stuff.
Lindsay juggles it left for Polars. Now a switch for Warbus in the center. Warbus will touch it left. Has Polars and Oaks making runs. Plays it through for Connie Polars, and the flag is up on Polars.
She was very much offside there. She probably should have held her run a little bit wider. Instead, she went straight forward. If she would have made that run a little bit wider, she would have taken the defender with her and maybe gotten that ball in behind instead of her being in behind.
Cameron takes the free kick quickly for Rampone, who squares it for Goodson. 24th minute, no score. Again, Sky Blue FC needing a lot of goals to have a chance at that third place spot. They need to win by at least 3 to make up the goal differential in Portland. Rampone. Second half underway in the FC Kansas City Chicago Red Stars game. That game now tied at 1 as Jen Hoy equalized things for the Red Stars, but a point still does FC Kansas City good. That would put them in first place going into the playoffs.
It's definitely going to be easier for the league to figure out if they do have an actual winner.
If that scenario stayed, as things are right now, would be FC Kansas City in first, Western New York in second, Portland Thorns in third, and Sky Blue FC in fourth. We'll keep you updated on that as results fall into place. Here's Krieger. Matheson. Pass is blocked, intended for Oaks. Krieger will watch it roll out for a throw-in the 25th minute. Matheson loses out to Nick. Ball played up for Lindsay. Now Warbus for Matheson. Looking to pry Lindsay in, but it's blocked by Rampone. Some good work there. And some good work there from Sky Blue FC as Huster will drop it back to Ashlyn Harris. This portion of the match is brought to you by the Army National Guard. The Washington Spirit would like to thank the Army National Guard for being this evening's Title Night partner for Military Hometown Heroes Night as we salute our heroes. Visit the National Guard's website at nationalguard.com for more information. The Washington Spirit thank the Army National Guard for their supports. Julia Roberts will drop it back now for Abeg. Now Roberts. Over the top, looking for the run of Stephanie Oaks. It's glanced by McCoskey, and that helps Oaks. Oaks on the left side of the box has Polars in support. Cuts it back now. Oaks with the right foot, shot taken and saved. A good one by Brittany Cameron.
Stephanie Oaks did a really good job at following, at getting onto the end of that ball, but that's a very hard angle to try to score at. I think she probably should have looked to slip it across the six and see if one of her teammates was darting through.
Polars was really the only player there in support, and I think Sky Blue FC picked her up pretty well, so I think Oaks might have made the best decision there. Through now, Polars is onside, but Cameron off her line, and now the flag does come up. Offside on Connie Polars for the second time in about 90 seconds. Free kick for Sky Blue FC. Now Goodson. Lytle for Schmidt. You mentioned kind of that playmaking coming out of the back. I think Sky Blue FC would love to see Sophie Schmidt on the ball a little bit more than she has been.
Yeah. I remember watching her play for Magic Jack, and that was before I really knew who she was, and she was really fun to watch when she played with them, and she's still doing really good things. As the center midfielder, she's definitely not getting enough touches in on the ball.
Good presence as well for the Canadian national team, and before that for the University of Portland. Abeg knocks it forward. Warbis loses the header out to Ashley Nick. And a bump there, and Lido a little worse for wear, but now back as the counter comes on once again. Connie Pullers is offside.
Connie Pullers just has to do a little bit better job of being aware of where she is on the field. All she has to do is take a quick peek over her shoulder and realize there's nobody within 5 yards of her every time she goes forward.
And that's where having Christy Rampone and Coco Goodson together all season really helps, because they know when to pull up together. They have that good chemistry.
Oh, yes.
Ball left, kept alive, and Johnson did run out of space on that far sideline, out for a Spirit throw. Huster for Lindsay. Now Matheson running into space. Loses out to her Canadian teammate, Sophie Schmidt. Rampone now left for Kendall Johnson. Nick. And back again for Coco Goodson. Goodson was a third-round supplemental pick, so you look at the supplemental draft and the job that Jim Gabar was able to do, get Cameron in the second round, get Goodson in the third round.
Jim Gabar knows his stuff. He's been around for a long time, and he's done a very good job at producing a good team here at Sky Blue. And he's been there for a few years since leaving the Freedom.
Yep, was there for the last year of WPS after the Freedom moved. Of course, he was here for a good 10 years plus.
I even played for him for a few years with the Freedom. It's been around a long time.
Warbis now for Polars. Roberts. Abeg. Switch now for Huster. Matheson right now for Allie Krieger, who has time and space on the flank. Oaks forward. Polars on the left side. Warbis also in support, as is Matheson. Krieger will try the shot. I believe that's what she was trying to do, but
not so sure what that was.
Definitely overhit the cross if that's what she was trying to do.
She's going to say it was a cross, because if it was a shot, you definitely never want it to go out for a throw-in.
Spirit can tighten the screws here and defend deep.
I don't think Krieger, when she got that ball, was really knowing what she was going to do. She looked up, and not one single Sky Blue FC player was stepping on her to defend, so she just ran and hit it as hard as she could.
Mark Parsons wanted that throw in backed up, gets his wish now. McCoskey will knock it clear. Good work there from Sky Blue FC to get out of a little bit of danger, but now the ball's turned over. Roberts for Lindsay. And can't find Matheson or Oaks there, and Sky Blue FC will build the other way. Adams for Schmidt. Good ball left. Johnson trying to hustle to get on the end of that one. She will keep it alive and go to work against Allie Krieger. Krieger tightening that space, but Johnson staying on the ball very well. Now double team by Matheson and Krieger, and wins the throw in. Lytle for Nick. Touching it by Lupita Warbis. Now to the feet of Friels. Back for Schmidt. Good turn from Lytle, but Gale gets a foot in, breaks it up temporarily. Chip now towards Friels, brings it down on the right side of the box. Sets up the left foot, tries the shot, but right at Ashlyn Harris low.
The Spirit are doing a very good job, like I said earlier, at just dropping back and getting numbers behind the ball. I think Ashlyn Harris will take those types of shots any day from the top of the 18 rather than, having to go one-on-one with players like she's had in the past.
Here's Robin Gale. Back for Abeg. Over the top, looking for Oaks. Picked off by Coco Goodson and knocked forward again. Roberts off the shin guard for Oaks. Loses the challenge out to McCoskey. Play on. Ball, though, skips over Denisha Adams' foot, and it's an easy win for Robin Gale. Lindsay. With time and space, she'll switch it right for Allie Krieger. Lindsay for Roberts in the center circle. Forced back to Abeg. Switch left looking for Oaks. I don't think Oaks saw that ball right away, and now she does and keeps it in play.
I think she thought that was going out of bounds there.
Oaks takes a bump from McCoskey, keeps it alive, and now the flag is up from the far side AR. Out for a goal kick. 59th minute, still 1-1 between Chicago and FC Kansas City. So the Blues getting the result they need so far against the Red Stars, a 1-1 tie, would get them first place in the regular season and the number 1 seed for the playoffs. Johnson now on the left side. Back heel from Ocampo, blocked. Lindsay will drop it back for Gale in space. Lindsay. Gale. Back for Abeg, who will knock it clear and out for a throw. Really an unforced error there.
I feel like every time Abeg has the ball, she looks up and doesn't really have that many options. Many times when she's gotten it, all she's done is send a little bit longer ball.
Adams for Friels will set up the right-footed volley, but it's high. Had the right angle, but hit it too hard. Was trying to go far post with that. Again, the short goal kick to Tori Huster. Abeg. And again, it's Huster.
I still feel like even though we're 33 minutes into the game, there's still a certain energy that's lacking. I think I'm on both sides of the ball for both teams.
And that's a little bit understandable since there's not too much to play for in this game.
Right.
Gale for Lindsay. Switching it for Warbus. Headed into the middle by Lupita for Polars. Lets it bounce over her head. Sets up the left foot shot. Is blocked by Goodson. Now a second look for Lindsay. To the feet of Polars. Tried to lay it off for Lindsay, but she went right instead of right at the ball and gives it away.
Yeah. Right idea, but her touch just really killed the ball there.
Now Adams as the counter comes on for Sky Blue FC on the edge of the box. Tried to play across, but it's blocked by Huster. Corner for Sky Blue FC. Their third of the match will come in the 34th minute.
Sky Blue's best chances have come off of their corners when it's scrambled to try to clear for the Spirit. So Spirit have to do a good job at trying to get this ball out.
Goodson, late arriving to the party, will be picked up by Huster in the 6-yard box. Left-footed ball driven in by Adams towards the far post. Harris off her line, makes the punch. Still loose, cross back in towards the middle, towards Goodson and headed out. Tori Huster once again to the rescue. Oaks for Matheson, who tries to shoot off McCoskey and wins a throw.
Thank goodness for Tori Huster.
Kruger will take the throw in. I think Matheson wanted to take that quickly, but realized there was really nobody there to help her. Matheson now on the ball, trying to shake Rampone. Sets up the left foot, plays it in the box for Warbus. Warbus on the right edge, loses the handle to McCoskey, who slides it out, and it'll go out for a corner anyway.
I actually thought she was offsides on that. Did not look like she was even at all.
Initially, I thought so too.
Yes.
I guess because it wasn't Connie Pollars.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
Pollars
The sideline ref's a little biased towards Connie Pollars.
Pollars has already been called for 3.
All within 5 minutes.
Might see an early sub for Sky Blue FC as Nalei Rangel is getting instructions on the bench right now. Has her warm-up off. Don't see any players that are injured. So we'll see what comes of this. Corner will be taken by Lori Lindsay. Out-swinging ball from the right side. Comes in, bounces through, still loose, cleared partially by Adams. Knocked out again towards the near sideline for Robin Gale. Sets up the right foot, crosses blocked again by Adams. Gale will try again. Goes back for Abeg. Left-footed ball in, a good one, headed on by Warbus. Huster now fighting for the header but loses out, and it's cleared.
Anytime you have Denisha Adams running at you, you want to get the ball off your foot quickly. Robin Gale was just a little too slow to get that cross off.
Ooh, the flag's up in Ocampo, and I don't know about that one.
No, I don't think that was offsides either.
She was calling for it very early, and it took Ashley Nick a second to get a hold of it, but I still thought she held her run. Left it comes for Oaks. Pass goes off with Sophie Schmidt, who shields off Warbus and cuts upfield. Warbus, though, steals it back and finds Julia Roberts. Abeg with a nice touch for Gale to relieve some pressure. In the center for Lindsay. Polars trying to shake Sophie Schmidt. Back for Gale. Now Matheson. Turns it right for Huster. Lindsay. Looking for Matheson. It's broken up by Rampone and dropped back by Johnson to her goalkeeper Cameron. This portion of the match brought to you by Mama Lucia Restaurant. Please visit the Mama Lucia booth on the concourse when you're at Spirit Games to enjoy their food, or visit www.mamaluciarestaurants.com for more information. The Spirit thanks Mama Lucia Restaurant for their support. Ashley Nick building out of the back for Sky Blue FC finds Katie Friels. Dumps it right for McCoskey, and now back for Coco Goodson. Rangel is at the center stripe right now, waiting to come in. As I said, very curious to see who she's going to come in for.
I'm not so sure. I mean, who knows? Maybe Jim Cabrera just wants to rest one of his players. But I definitely don't see anybody that's injured. Oh.
Sophie Schmidt is coming off.
Has a little limp to her.
Yeah, which, as you said, it's the first time I've really noticed her limp.
Yeah.
So that might be one of those moves where, yes, they could finish third if they explode for some goals, but they're probably going to be fourth. You want to rest Sophie Schmidt for the playoffs next weekend.
Yeah. Like you said earlier, this game really doesn't have any effect on if they get into the playoffs, so might as well rest her.
I think if Sky Blue FC would have scored early, maybe they changed their approach a little bit. But to get 3 goals in 52 minutes against a Spirit team that's sitting back is going to be a tough ask. Here's Johnson on the left side. Marked by Matheson. Drop for Rampone. Early ball in, knocked out by Huster. Lytle's pass stolen by Warbis. Now Matheson on the right side. Touch back to Krieger, who clears it left-footed. Brought down well by Warbis in traffic. Sprays it left behind Robin Gale. Drop now for Abeg, who was in a good position to receive that. Abeg again for Gale. Spirit having trouble getting out of their back four right now.
Both teams are doing a really good job at getting numbers behind the ball. Like I said earlier, the back lines are the ones that are kind of producing a lot of the attack.
Well, when you think of the shots they've had, Gale's had a shot.
Yes.
Krieger's had a cross/shot. Warbis passes block to Matheson, was open. Now Oaks is open. Oaks is shot, and Stephanie Oaks buries it in the far corner. At long last, her first goal of the year, and it's been coming for a while.
Yes, it has. Why not wait till the last game to show us your first goal? But, she's been dying. She's been itching for that goal all year. And once it touched the back of the net, you just saw, a huge weight come off her shoulders. That was a fantastic finish by Stephanie Oaks.
And you can tell from the bench's reaction, Tony Presley went her feet clapping. Chantel Jones with her hands above her head clapping as Stephanie Oaks gets her first goal of the year.
Scores, her fists go up, and she's just so excited.
And we were talking a lot about defensive organization. Oaks was wide open and wide open for several seconds at the top of the box.
She was. She had time to, as that ball was rolling, to look up, see where the goalkeeper was, and then just place it out of reach of Brittany Cameron.
So now Portland can breathe a little bit easier because now Sky Blue FC needs 4 goals to knock them lower in the playoff hunt. Polar's playing it through. Oaks might win another one, but Cameron's going to get this one first.
After that goal, the energy has absolutely picked up here at the Maryland Soccerplex.
Polwers takes a tumble there. Mark Parsons wants a foul. Is not going to get it. Friels now will go to work against Roberts. And can't find Rangel on the back pass, and it goes out for a throw. Parsons is still not happy about that lack of a foul call.
There definitely hasn't. I mean, this hasn't been a brutal game on either side, but I think some of these calls are pretty big missed calls. Some of them need to be made.
Goodson wins the header over Stephanie Oaks, but it falls for Polwers. Polwers for Oaks now. Will attack the defense. Tried to play it for Matheson, but had her pass blocked. Oaks will again pick it up on the left side. Double team now. She'll work towards the sideline, and McCoskey gets a foot in to knock it out for a throw. Robin Gale will jog up to take it as the Spirit have sat on their back foot a little bit early. Now they have a goal lead. They're definitely going to do it a little bit more. Oaks. Gets a belated foul cry there. I'm not sure what was.
Yeah,
what was
and that
really
was a weird. That was a little different too.
might have clipped her ankle a little bit, but that happens 50 times a game.
Yes.
Spirit will take it though as they try and go up 2 goals. Lindsay will tee up the free kick. Matheson also in the area. 2-player wall for Sky Blue FC being set up by goalkeeper Brittany Cameron. Referee says wait for the whistle. Backs up the wall a couple of steps. Is content with that. Blows the whistle. Hand up from Lindsay. Right footed ball driven in towards the far post, towards Huster, and headed a great save by Cameron to deny Connie Pollers.
Yes, that was a fantastic save by Brittany Cameron there. That was very well done.
Huster got the first touch on the free kick, nodded it a little bit closer to that near post. Pollers was there for a split-second reaction.
Did you notice they just called offsides on Connie Pollers?
Ball up the right side. And I thought maybe she was offside in the play, but wow, it doesn't diminish the save that Brittany Cameron just made.
Right.
Adams the other way for Sky Blue FC. Drop for Johnson. And Adams knew she was offside and chose not to play it. Goes out for a goal kick. Danielle, something we were talking about earlier in the season, the Spirit were having a terrible time scoring first. I think they had 1 in their first 14 games. Now they've done it 3 games in a row. First 2 were wins. Hoping the third will also be a victory.
Yeah, I mean, and we talked about this earlier. They found their stride at the end of the year. Unfortunately, it was at the end of the year. We wish it was mid-season. But you know what? They could potentially end on a very positive note, winning their last 3 games and looking towards the future.
And a belated foul call there. As referee waited for advantage to develop. It did not. Sky Blue FC free kick will come in the final minute of regulation. Don't figure we'll get a lot of stoppage time. I'd say 2 minutes at the very most, probably just 1. Rampone will take this free kick. Ships it towards the penalty spot, towards Goodson, and her header is saved by Ashlyn Harris, but she can't get it on the other end. A goal for Sky Blue FC. I believe the flag is up, though. They will call an offside on that. And the goal is off the board. It's still 1-0. These referees' assistants have been busy today.
Yes, they have been.
And again, a good save.
Yeah.
A good save that was looked up by an offside call. I think Harris probably would have got that on the other end if she had continued to play that.
Oh, yes, yep. But I really don't think that was offsides. When the ball was served, all 3 of the Sky Blue players were even with the back line of the Spirit. But we don't have instant replay, so we don't know.
Sorry. Maybe next year, guys. Robin Gale will take the throw in. Didn't see an indication of stoppage time, did you? For the 4th official.
Nope.
We're into it now. Rangel can't keep it in. Gales throw up the line. Oaks trying to get out of trouble. Can't beat that double team. Coco Goodson will go back to Brittany Cameron. 4th official standing by the Sky Blue FC bench, and now the whistle does blow for the half. So Spirit up 1-0. Stephanie Oaks has been a consistent player for this team all year, but what does that do to her confidence finally getting involved?
I mean, she's been wanting this goal all year. She's just been working so incredibly hard. She's been one of the top performers for the team, just obviously not in stats, but just in work rate alone. I think is a very well-deserved goal by her.
So Oaks' strike the difference. 1-0 Spirit at the half. We'll be back with the second half in about 10 minutes. You're watching the NWSL on YouTube. Final regular season game of the year for the Washington Spirit.
players will serve many of them well into adulthood. All of the wives of ODSL sportsmanship teams in attendance tonight were voted by their peers for exemplary sportsmanship during the fall 2012 season. And we ask that each team stand in their seats when their team name is announced. The wives sportsmanship team, the Wrestling Fireball, OVGC Freedom Blues, FYA Cardinals Black 98, Crofton Lightning, BCSC Metro's Red Double Zero, CSA Heat Royal 97, STAF Revolution 03 Blues, ODFC Hawks, the OVGC Mystics 98, ARL Chaos White, SYC Pride Panthers, PAC Strikers, and the Flame Extreme. The ODSL sportsmanship team, the CCS Supreme, CCS Dynamite, Alex Heat Blues, LMVS Patriots 02 Blues, the BRZW List G2000, FPYC Fury, the Wild 98 Team White, PCSC Double Zero Girls, and the BYS Strikers White. Congratulations, ladies, and good luck during the fall 2013 season.
What did she say?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest coming to the microphone as we continue our halftime. Please welcome non-Colel sports writer, non-Colel, that means pretty good, Christine Brennan of USA Today. Welcome, Christine.
Ken, hello everybody. Dear fans, at this time, we'd like to direct your attention to the field for a special halftime shootout today, presented by the Army National Guard. We have two youth teams competing in a fun, spirited shootout today. The Army National Guard and Walking Spirit honor the service of men and women in the armed forces around the country and in our community. Let's give a round of applause for the Maryland Army National Guard and the hometown heroes in our community. Now I'd like to introduce from Army National Team A, Player 1, Lindsay Moore, who will be shooting against Audra Haynes. Score, nice one, Lindsay. Next up, from Army National, Allie Moore. Congratulations, Allie. That's 2-0. And now, third player for Army National, Michael Moore. Hey, great job, Audra Haynes. And now, I'd like to introduce the first skipper.
Yeah,
for
Michael, you're good.
Thank you. Welcome back to the Maryland Soccer Bucks. Michael Minnick alongside Danielle Malagary. Spirit leading 1-0 at the break, Danielle. Stephanie Oaks finally getting off the shy with a goal in the 40th minute.
Yeah, I mean, the Spirit have done a very good job defensively, keeping numbers. The Spirit have been doing a very good job defensively,
Zoom out a little
putting numbers behind the ball, and then they've been looking to counter off that. But they did a really good job at finding Lupita Warbus, who looked across, found Stephanie Oaks, and finally put her first goal away of the season. That was some fantastic work by the Spirit.
Spirit have kind of sat back and played in more of a defensive mode in this first half, and I would think with a 1-goal lead, that's just going to continue.
Yes, I mean, they don't want to give up anything easily. You know, they've been known, at least at the beginning and middle of the season, they've given up goals early on in the first and second half. So they just got to be smart, keep numbers behind, and defend well.
Saibu FC made one change in the first half as Naeli Rangel came on late in the half for Sophie Schmidt. About the 43rd minute that change was made, so you got to hope Sophie Schmidt's okay for next weekend's playoffs. Probably just a precautionary move. She was just limping slightly.
Yeah, she was.
Pull back one.
Teams retaking the field right now. I don't see any other changes. So the Spirit 11 remaining the same. That's Harrison goal, Gale, Huster, Abeg, Krieger in the back, Warbus, Lindsay, Matheson, and Robertson in the midfield. Polars has pretty much been playing as an outside mid as well, and then Stephanie Oaks up front. For Sky Blue FC, Brittany Cameron's in goal, Kendall Johnson, Coco Goodson, Chrissy Rampone, and Maya McCoskey are the back four. Katie Frios alongside Taylor Lido, Ashley Nick, and the sub Rangel in midfield, and then Denisha Adams and Monica Ocampo are up top. Sky Blue FC will kick off and attack the scoreboard end here in the second half. Again, the playoff scenario here, the FC Kansas City game, close to final, but not quite final. 1-1 at last update. That would put FC Kansas City in the top spot. Western New York would be second, Portland would be third, and Sky Blue FC would be fourth. Sky Blue FC needs 4 goals in the second half without allowing a goal to topple Portland and get third. So it would take a lot.
Yes, yep. And they didn't get that many great looks on frame. The one good look they had was offsides. So it's going to be definitely very hard for them to try to put that many balls in the back of the net.
Here's Ashley Nick. Switch now for Goodson. Now Lytle plays it right for McCoskey. Now to the feet of Katie Friels, who will post up against Roberts and lose possession. Now it's Lindsay. Back for Gale. And now Ashton Harris will get a touch. McCoskey playing it up for Rangel on the right side. Gale stay near ground well. Drop it back, and Abeg will clear. Here's Goodson up the line. Gives it away to Roberts. Oaks for Roberts. Matheson's kind of playing as that lone forward right now. I guess Oaks got her goal, so she's going to play a little bit more defense. I wonder also if this strategy is tied to the fact the Spirit only had 3 available field subs where they're saving their legs a little bit.
Yeah. Smart. It's definitely smart. And, you know, they're definitely looking for the counter the whole first half. Let's see if they change it up a little bit or if they're just going to continue to sit back and see if Sky Blue, you know, just feeds the ball into them. Just like that.
Oaks' goal, by the way, just the second the Spirit have scored in 3.5 games against Sky Blue FC this year. Here's Polars. Playing it through, looking for Matheson. Partially deflected by Goodson, did just enough. Krieger now for Warbus. Will get it back. Lindsay. Matheson cutting through. And the ball gets by both Matheson and Rampone and is cleared by Coco Goodson. Huster again with that vision, finding Roberts. Abeg for Huster. Lindsay. Abeg right for Huster. Chip over the top for Connie Polars, but off her line to make the play is Cameron.
As good as Huster is, I think she's gotten better and better as the season has gone on. Every single touch is just so good for her.
Johnson against Warbus will drop it back for the captain, Christy Rampone. Friels turning upfield, playing it through for Ocampo. She's onside. Ocampo fakes a shot. Saved by Harris. Second ball picked up by Gale and cleared.
That was a great save by Ashlyn Harris. She came out, made the goal small, and forced Ocampo to just strike it right into her.
Ball out for a goal kick. And going into the month of August, the Spirit had 0 shutouts. Chantel Jones kept one against Chicago. Ashlyn Harris did the same against Seattle, and 48 minutes in, Ashlyn Harris has another shutout. This defense, Abeg comes in. I don't know if she's completely to be credited for that.
Right.
But since she's come in, that defense has been very good.
Just the month of August has been good to them.
And they just gave up the one to Sky Blue FC to start the month. That's the only goal they've allowed so far in August. In the final 2 games of July, they gave up 8. 8 in 180 minutes.
Good improvement, I'd say.
Ball up the line. McCoskey unable to keep it alive. Out for a throw. Gale will come over to take it and waste a couple more seconds. Still in action against between Chicago and FC Kansas City. And FC Kansas City has conceded 2-1 now to Chicago. So we'll get back to this after this play. Out for a throw-in for Sky Blue FC.
I feel like that game's been going on for a very long time.
Jin Hoy scored again. So now FC Kansas City, if they lose this game, will drop to second in the standings.
Right.
Western New York will be the regular season champion.
Wow.
But if FC Kansas City scores again and makes it 2-2, they still can win the NWSL version of the Supporters Shield, I guess, be the regular season champions.
What minute did you say it was in? 89th?
That goal was, let's see. Thanks, Twitter. Stoppage time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Here's Adams. So then, Sky Blue FC doesn't have a ton to play for, but at least they could say, well, if we win this game, at least we were tied for first. We got the fourth, but we were tied for first. Looks good on the website.
Yes.
Down 1-0 right now, thanks to Stephanie Oaks' goal in the 40th minute.
Whoever would have thought at the beginning of this season that you could potentially have 4 teams tied at 38 points.
Cross in from McCoskey blocked. Sure, the league would say, well, that means we allocated everybody very equally.
Yeah.
Lido popping up on the right side. Cross comes in towards Ocampo. Back heel from Ocampo goes wide. Got it at the inside of her right foot. A little bit closer to the heel, but missed it. Are the Spirit maybe a little too complacent right now?
I don't know. I mean, they've done this in games past. I don't necessarily want to call it complacent. I think maybe Sky Blue's just pushing a little bit more to get that equalizer.
It's a final. Chicago wins 2-1. So Western New York has clinched the #1 seed. And unless Sky Blue FC makes a massive comeback, it'll be Western New York against Sky Blue FC, which is bad news for Sky Blue FC, and I'll get back to that here in a minute. Ball towards the middle, headed out by Krieger. Friels now for Adams. Plays it left to work in Kendall Johnson. Cross in towards the middle. Headed out by Roberts, now finished by Oaks. McCoskey now, challenged by Oaks, steps by her. McCoskey now on the right side with space across. Cross is a good one, but headed out by Roberts. Friels will pick up on the left side. Play a 1-2 with Ashley Nick and chip it over the top, trying to play an Ocampo, but Harris off her line. We'll watch it roll out for a goal kick. Sky Blue FC against Western New York this year. Lost 2-1, lost 3-0. Lost 3-0. So I'm not sure they're thrilled to be going up to Rochester here next weekend.
No. But you know what? It's postseason. It's a whole new ball game.
Harris waving everybody forward. Looks like the Spirit might be readying their first change as Tiffany McCarty is stretching by the fourth officials table. Back for Gale. Now Roberts. I'll tell you what, that Portland FC Kansas City playoff game is going to be a good game.
Yes, it will be.
A lot of star power in that one.
Yes.
Morgan. Holiday, Sinclair.
It's going to take me a while to adjust to the name change of Holiday.
I had to think
Janie
for a
to Holiday.
Flag is up on Washington. We've said that many times.
Yes.
This time it's Stephanie Oakes.
Robin Gale just needs to do a little bit better job at playing that ball a little bit quicker.
We'll see Tiffany McCarty here in the 54th minute. Peter Warbus will make way.
Entering the game, number 14, Tiffany McCarty, replaces number 7, Lupita Warbus.
Good shift from Warbus once again.
In the 54th
But
minute.
McCarty with her speed maybe better suited to this game if you're going to try and counter.
Yes. She scored the first goal ever for the Washington Spirit. Let's see if maybe she can put one in the back of the net for the last one.
Put bookends on this season.
Yes.
Immediately picks up a foul.
Welcome to the game.
Gets her name on the
Yeah.
score sheet as she
Yep.
trips up Kendall Johnson.
Michael, why don't we get a read?
Free kick from Rampone towards the top of the 18. Headed out by Abeg. Second chance now for Adams. Oakes will have her pass blocked by Adams. Now will shield it. It goes out for a goal kick. This portion of the match is brought to you by the Army National Guard. The Washington Spirit would like to thank the Army National Guard for being this evening's Title Night partner for Military Hometown Heroes Night as we salute our heroes. Please visit nationalguard.com for more information. The Washington Spirit thanks the Army National Guard for their support. So far, this crowd on Hometown Heroes Night seeing their hometown heroes in red take a 1-0 lead thanks to this young lady, Stephanie Oakes, on the ball right now. Cross towards the top of the 18 towards Polars is headed out. Roberts chipped up and a pretty easy foul call there on Katie Friels.
Stephanie Oakes is very good on the ball, but she needs to do a better job at playing a little bit quicker. You saw, she did a couple of things on the ball there, and she looked up, and her teammates were just waiting for her to serve it. She needs to do a better job at getting it off her foot a little bit quicker.
Free kick for Lori Lindsay. And the last one she took, about this depth, turned out pretty good for the Spirit, except the flag went up on Connie Polars again. Was flicked by Huster initially, and then Polars was denied by a really good save from Brittany Cameron, but it didn't count in the end, thanks to the offsides call. Lindsay will drill this one just wide. Gasp from the crowd as that one whistled wide of Brittany Cameron's right post.
A gasp from me as well. I wasn't really expecting her to shoot that.
Lindsay has one goal this year. It was maybe the best one the Spirit scored all year,
yes,
so that would
it
I think that
was.
one might have eclipsed the 20-yard chip from Lori Lindsay on that list. Matheson's goal last week has to be on that list as well. Perfect finish past Hope Solo in front of a national TV audience on Fox Soccer Channel. Adams chip over the top into the path of Ocampo, trying to fight off Krieger, and Krieger does very well.
That was a great recovery by Krieger right there.
And then McCarty does well to keep it in play. Shaking up on the play that was Kendall Johnson, and Lindsay seeing that would just kick it out. So Johnson doubled over, and that's more bad news for Sky Blue FC as she's been a stalwart at left back starting every game. Back on her feet now. I think she's going to try and play through it for now.
There's got to be a lot of thoughts going through Jim Cabrera's mind for this game. He does have something to look towards, whereas the Spirit does not. His players just have to be smart. Right now, there's really nothing on the line. They just have to be smart in getting into the tackles that they are getting into.
Again, they'd have to score 4 goals to move up to
Exactly.
the 3 seed. So going to be tough to do that in 33 minutes plus stoppage time. So now, as you said, the eye has to be on that 1-4 game against Western New York. Johnson's pass blocked by McCarty. Now Polars on the run. Matheson making the run through, and a good block there by Rampone. Flags up on Matheson, and she says no.
Yeah, she did make that run. Connie Polars' ball was unfortunately blocked, but she made that run. She was a tad bit offsides, came back for the ball. So yes, that was the right call.
Little fist pump there for Mark Parsons. I'm not sure if he was directed towards Matheson for making that run or for the AR on the near side for getting the call correct.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of sarcasm there. Chip over the top. Header won by Abeg. Will fall now for Frios. Good tackle again from Abeg to win it away. Now Nick off the turnover for Lytle. Rangel takes a bump. Ball cleared towards midfield. Nice touch from Matheson to get out of trouble. Krieger now in the 58th minute. Spirit lead 1-0. Stephanie Oakes with the goal in the 40th minute, her first of the year. Steal from Rampone for Rangel. Now Lytle. Adams for Friels. Square now for Rangel. And loses out to Robin Gale. Chip over the top. Matheson doubled back. Fike didn't go up that time. I think it would have if she would tried to play that ball.
I actually don't. I feel like I've been saying this a lot. I don't think she was offside there. I think when the ball was played, she was on. She could have kept going.
Does that get in your head as a player when you think you're onside and
Yeah.
there's been so many calls against both teams that you kind of hesitate for a little
Yes.
bit?
For myself, no, because I was a holding
That's
center
right.
midfielder. I never really made those darting runs out of the midfield. But yes, it does for the attacking ones.
I was never fast enough to be offside. So.
No, me neither.
Steal now from Nick. Good win from McCarty, showing why she was brought on to provide some extra
Yes.
defense. Played as a defender against Chicago a couple weeks ago when the Spirit were really in dire straits with injuries. Now Huster. Switch for Abeg. So again, some of the pace has come out of this game in the second half.
The Spirit just need to keep moving it. They don't necessarily need a goal out of this. They just need to be smart on the ball and just keep knocking it.
Rangel through, and Ocampo, the flag wasn't up. She could have kept going there. I think they would have called it if
Yeah,
she touched it.
yes.
But the referee's assistant on the far side
Yeah.
didn't make any motion at all, and I thought she was 2-3 steps off easy.
Yeah.
Huster through for Matheson. Touch now. Looking for McCarty, but it's picked off. Now Nick for Sky Blue FC in midfield. Lytle. Switch from Friels for McCoskey. Oakes fights for it and wins it. Gets a touch pass Ashley Nick, but Coco Goodson back under pressure from Polar. She'll drop it for Brittany Cameron. Goodson, I would think, would be key to the game plan against Abby Wambach. 5'11" defender from UC Irvine against the 5'10" Wambach.
I'm sure she will be part of that on every set piece.
McCarty wins the throw-in off of Friels. We've talked about it before with Tiffany McCarty. Seems like she brings more off the bench, whether
Yes.
it's as an attacker or in a situation there where she's just playing some defense.
Right.
Seems like she gives a little bit more of a spark when she's coming in at the half or early in the second
Yeah,
half.
and we have talked about this as a season. For any player coming off the bench, they want to prove their worth. They want to add a little something to the game that shows that maybe they should be starting. So I think that's definitely the case for Tiffany McCarty.
Lindsay off the turnover, but gives it right back to Katie Friels. Matheson was trying to dart off the ball. Ball over the top, and this time the flag goes up early on Ocampo.
Yes, Ocampo's been darting forward this whole second half. Every time she's offsides.
These internationals are getting their money's worth. Taking some offsides home with them.
Yes.
Polars and Ocampo. Matheson, too.
Could get a record for this game, most offsides all
That was
season.
Jennifer Gordon from the Equalizer was tweeting about that at the half, that Polars probably set the league offsides
Yeah.
record in the first half with 5 in one half. Here's Rampone. Shipped forward by Johnson, who seems to be okay after suffering a knock about 5 minutes ago. Ball played through now by Matheson. Polars on the move, as is Goodson. Goodson gets there first. Will shepherd it towards the end line. Touch it around Polars. Keep it alive on the sideline. And Polars will win that game as it goes off cleanly for a throw-in. Matheson for Krieger. Left-footed ball, drove it in towards the top of the 18 behind Stephanie Oakes. Step for step with McCoskey. And McCoskey bumps her there. Some more bumping going on. Oakes will basically see that ball come off her foot for a throw-in.
Good work by Stephanie Oakes. Allie Krieger sent that ball across. It was a little bit of a counter-attacking ball. Played across the 18. Good thing Stephanie Oakes was there to really put pressure on Mikowski.
Here's Adams. Back again for Christy Rampone. Up for Friels. Now Adams. For Lytle. And back for Coco Goodson. Chip over the top. They're won by Abeg and Huster both. Now knocked forward by Oaks. Possession given away to Rampone. Friels coming back. Plays it short for Lytle. She'll attack the top of the box. Steps by one. Now plays it left, looking for Johnson, but Krieger in the way will steal and find Tiffany McCarty's feet. Roberts for Krieger. Opening up the line is McCarty. Krieger will chip it over the top, but Johnson wins the header. For Ashley Nick. Adams playing it over the top, trying to work Ocampo in, but Harris off her line will make the scoop on a couple of bounces. And a bit of an unorthodox punt there to just dump it left.
She was working on that at practice yesterday.
Got the other read line.
Here's Matheson. Back for Gale. Knocked down by McCoskey, and now Nick will possess. This portion of the match is brought to you by Mama Lucia Restaurant. Please visit the Mama Lucia booth on the concourse at all Spirit home games to enjoy their food, or visit www.mamaluciarestaurants.com for more information. The Spirit thanks Mama Lucia Restaurant for their support. So you've got Italian food, you've got a military aspect to this game. Can't beat it.
You got funnel cake behind us.
Funnel cake is a solid option
for
as
the
well.
whole 90 minutes.
Here's McCarty. Through now for Polars. Goodson a step quicker. We'll drop it back to Brittany Cameron. It's turned into a very nice evening for a game. We had rain most of the day, but other than a stray shower in pregame, it stayed away. Temperatures have remained pleasantly cool. Can't beat this weather in August, really.
Yeah, and the wind, 9 times out of 10, when you're here at the Soccerplex, the wind is crazy. It's a very nice evening.
Jasmine Spencer will be the second change for the Spirit. She'll come on in the 66th minute.
Third substitution in the 66th minute. Entering the game, number 24, Jasmine Spencer replaces number 16, Connie Pollard. Spencer for Pollard.
Connie Polar's season will come to an end.
The Spirit's second substitution.
Applauding the crowd as she comes off.
I kind of wish I could hear what the referee was saying to her right there. Not really sure what that conversation was all about.
Probably just telling her to hurry up.
Yeah.
So the speedy Jasmine Spencer on for Polars, who had a solid match, the offsides notwithstanding.
Right. We won't count that against her.
Back to Germany for Connie Polars. I'm sure she'll be very busy with club ball there as well very soon. Rampone with time and space to push forward will go left for Johnson. Rampone spraying it in. Header won by Julia Roberts for Krieger. McCarty dummies it through for Matheson. Ball played up the line. Spencer will make a belated charge for it, but Cameron's going to get there quicker. Clear it up the side. Dangerous, though, to give it away to Matheson in play. Matheson trying to touch it around Johnson, who does very well to allow her goalkeeper to retreat with that defensive play there. I thought Cameron was just going to knock that out for a throw-in.
Yes.
Here's Matheson on the right flank. Up the line it comes for McCarty. Back in the middle and gives it away. Step from Lindsay, though, to win it from Friels. Roberts coming over to help. Plays it behind Tiffany McCarty and out for a throw in the 68th minute. So the Spirit have made 2 changes as play is stopped here as Friels is shaken up.
This portion of the match is brought to you by the Army National
She'll
Guard.
limp off, and that's another
Spirit would like to
player
thank the
that
Army National
Sky
Guard
Blue
for
FC
presenting
will
military
not want to be without. Katie Frios has 6 assists on the year, so you already have Sophie Schmidt come off early with an injury. Just a slight one as far as we could tell. Now Frios, the other center mid, limping upfield. Blocked by McCarty for another throw-in. Sky Blue FC does have 2 changes available, and I wouldn't be shocked if they maybe pull a Katie Frios at this point to make sure they get to the next weekend in the playoffs safely.
Yes. And then you see Lisa DeVanna warming up, or maybe she's just standing over there, but they're probably not going to use her today because they definitely would like her for next week.
I was just about to say that's not the player.
No.
Unless you want to just give her a run for some fitness.
Right.
No point in playing her in this game right now. Spencer turning nicely up the line. Actually, that's McCarty. Cutting inside now is Tiffany McCarty, making the run centrally is Spencer. Turns in the box, but the much taller Goodson gets the block in. Spencer gets it back and takes the shot and doesn't miss by much. Cameron was beaten to the far post too.
I like that. I like that out of Jasmine Spencer. I feel like we don't really get the chance to see her take enough shots, even though she is a striker. She doesn't really get the opportunity to be as open because she tends to get knocked off the ball a little bit too much because of her size.
Just her 7th shot of the year. Friels now. We'll play McCoskey on the right side, and the ball gets by Munya McCoskey out for a throw-in. Melanie Booth has a warm-up off on the Sky Blue FC best. Now she's putting it back on, but I see the
Shake out.
4th official is fiddling with the numbers down there. I thought I had seen a 13. That's why I looked to see where Booth was. But now she's got the warm-up top back on. Ball over the top. Matheson has lots of time and space. Has McCarty central. Matheson on the ball on the left side. 2-on-2. Early cross played in towards the middle. Brought down by McCarty. Cut down in the box. Can't get a firm touch on the other side, though. And it's picked out by Coco Goodson. Kendall Johnson did very well there.
Yes, she did a very good job at recovering. She actually was the last defender that held Diana Matheson on. She did a very good job to recover there.
Matheson going to work again. Goes left for Oaks. Fakes the cross, plays it in right-footed towards the far post. Krieger coming forward on a late run, but runs out of space out for a goal kick.
Both McCarty and Spencer were too deep into the box there. Couldn't get anything on that service.
Adams playing it over the top. Abag will knock it back to Denisha Adams. 2 former Pac-10 players, now the Pac-12, of course. Adams at UCLA and Abag at Stanford.
I can't keep up with all these changes in college.
I'm still not sure who's in the new Big East. The AAC confuses me.
Yes.
Ball over the top, and the flag is up on Matheson. Kind of the summary of this game would be
Yes.
Stephanie Oaks scored and many people were offside.
Yes.
That's kind of the story right now.
There you go.
Spirit fans season ticket deposits are now on sale. Visit WashingtonSpirit.com/season tickets for more info. As we look towards next year and 20 minutes away from the Spirit entering next year in a 3-game winning streak.
Yeah. Get your tickets, people.
Corner for Sky Blue FC, and I think this is when they've been the most dangerous today,
Yes.
is on set pieces.
Yes, they have been.
Denisha Adams will trigger once again, left-footed. It'll be an in-swinging ball from the right side. Sky Blue FC will again pack the box. Back heel there from Friels, but picked off now by Oaks, who will start the counter. Matheson making a run, but the ball is given away to Rampone. Knocked back in the mixer by Rampone. Header won initially by Washington, but now it falls in the box for Ocampo, who tried to dance out of trouble. Drop now for Goodson. Sets up the right foot. Plays it again for Ocampo. Chip back over, looking for Goodson coming through, and it's headed out by Abeg.
Mark Parsons definitely did a good job preparing them for this game defensively. You can just tell by the way they're playing. They're so quick to recover and getting numbers in behind.
Does that extra day of practice make a difference going from a Saturday game to a Sunday game?
I think so, but they actually had 2 days off this week. They had Monday and Tuesday off. They didn't train till Wednesday. But you know what? He's a good leader out there for them and is directing them nicely tonight.
Adams on the other had the ball skip under her foot, but I thought there was a handball
Yeah,
initially
so
on
did
that
I.
play, so things kind of evened out. At the end, Sky Blue FC gets a corner, though, in the 73rd minute. Again, Goodson and Ocampo will screen the goalkeeper, Ashlyn Harris. Ball driven in by Adams towards Goodson, comes off of her back. Then a touch in the box as well by Ocampo. Comes out now to Johnson, who chips it back in towards the top of the 6. Headed out by who else? Tori Huster. And then actually Nick volleys it high and wide. Melanie Booth and Maddie Thompson getting instructions from an assistant coach on the Sky Blue FC bench. So we might see a double change for Sky Blue FC to exhaust their allotment of subs. Ball over the top for Tiffany McCarty. Touched back by Rampone. Easy as you please from the veteran. Krieger knocks it back up. Rampone with a bit of a missed touch there, heading it back. Has to drop it again.
Jasmine
Brittany
Spencer
Cameron.
certainly was not expecting that to get over top of Christy Rampone.
I think you assume with Christy Rampone that the play is going to be perfect
Yeah,
every time.
not
And that
much is
time it
getting by
wasn't.
her.
Krieger back. A bit of a tough ball for Ashlyn Harris to bring down, but she does. She'll be thanking her defender for
Yes.
that one. Goodson forward. Friel's trying to turn, but a good defensive play there from Lindsay. Attack restarted. Good touch there from Jasmine Spencer. She'll run at Rampone. Spencer with Matheson to her left. McCarty to her right. Switch now for McCarty at the top of the box. Sets up the right foot. Going to work one-on-one. Tries to split the defense, but Nick gets a foot in, and Johnson will clear.
That was a very good run by Jasmine Spencer. Her first touch was very good. Brought it straight down to her feet. Went about 20, 30 yards on a run and tried to find McCarty there. McCarty's got to do a little bit better job trying to get a shot off.
McCarty trying to turn. Gets the cross off towards Matheson, who shields on the right side of the box. Matheson trying to split the defense. Gets it on her left foot now. Matheson still looking for an angle. Has her pass blocked. Gets it back from Kendall Johnson, who touches it forward. Now Krieger will steal it away from McCarty. McCarty shakes the defender. McCarty now in the box. Right foot across, comes in low, and cleared by McCoskey coming back.
Yes. Well, you know what? She made up for it. She wasn't able to get a shot off, but she did create something over there on that right flank. That's a great ball that's played across, low, driven. Maybe if you serve it in there, who knows who it can knock off.
Corner for Allie Krieger in the Spirit in the 75th minute will come from the right side. Outswinging ball from Krieger on the way. Driven in towards the far post. Over everybody. Loose in the box as Oakes takes a bit of a tumble. And it's scored out for a throw-in. Oakes is okay. She'll jog towards the near side. We'll see the double change now for Sky Blue FC as it's Maddie Thompson and Melanie Booth coming on.
Substitutions in the 76th minute. Number 25, Madeline Thompson, enters the game, replacing number 7.
Just the third appearance of the year for Booth, 14th for Thompson.
Comes in, replacing number 9, Denisha Adams.
Denisha Adams will come off as well as Rangel. So Rangel, who was a substitute in her own right late in the first half, will be substituted for. So you figure Adams is just being rested for next weekend.
Yes.
Had a good match today, served
Yep.
some good corner kicks in. So the Spirit have one final change left. Sky Blue FC has used all three. Oakes can't keep that one in play, but does win a corner. And we pretty much know who the Spirit's last change is going to be if they make one. Kika Toulouse is the only field player left that hasn't played today. We did see Lindsay Taylor warming up at the half, but she was not on the substitute list that was tweeted out by the league, so we assume that she's not available today.
She trained yesterday in practice, but you know it's the last game. If she has a little bit of a tweak, there's no sense in making it worse.
It'll be Lori Lindsay triggering the corner kick from the far side. In-swinging ball from her right foot. Knocked in now towards the 6, towards Roberts, gets a piece of it, and just over the top there, a groan from the crowd as Tiffany McCarty was on the doorstep.
The Spirit are not usually dangerous on corner kicks. That's one of the few that they've been dangerous on this year.
They've done a better job today of finding Kuster on those.
Yes.
I think that's kind of what they've been trying to do all year, and it just hasn't quite worked out. Spirit leading 1-0 on Stephanie Oakes' goal in the 40th minute, her first of the year. Rampone playing it right for McCoskey. Up the line now. Thompson will whip the cross in towards the middle, headed out by Huster. Bounces over Matheson's head, but goes to Oakes. Now Matheson. Ball over the top, looking for Spencer again, but too far this time. Cameron off her line.
The second half is very much back and forth for both teams, way more than it was in the first half. It's a little bit more exciting here for the fans as the game is winding down.
I want to mention you got the assist if you know.
Ball played left for Booth. Back for Johnson. Gets by Spencer. Matheson slides in to win it. But Johnson gets it right back and drops it for Rampone.
Not so sure Matheson thought she got anything on that.
Now Roberts. Coco Goodson's been pushed forward almost as like another striker as a target. As Sky Blue FC tries to equalize this game. Nick's playing as that other center back right now. Ball almost gets through to Spencer, but Booth will drop it back. Booth is a defender, so you wonder if maybe she's going to play more of as a left back right now. They're going to push Johnson inside and have Goodson be the target against Houston right now.
Well, they have been, Sky Blue has been playing the ball over the top a little bit more this half than in the first, so maybe they're going to look to find her as that target player. It's a hard ball to try to bring down there.
Johnson did well, though. Didn't have a lot of pressure, which helps.
Yes.
Touched through now by Ashley Nick. Header won by Houston. Now Nick will bobble it forward again. Goodson's pass behind the right of McCoskey, who will retreat to get it. Drop it for Thompson. Early ball played in towards Coco Goodson, headed out. Now left for Oaks. Up the line for Matheson. Trying to touch it around Madeline Thompson. Runs out of space and will concede a throw. Now Ashley Nick in the center circle in the 80th minute. And Sky Blue FC pushes for an equalizing goal. Header easily won by Krieger for Lindsay. Now up the line for Allie Krieger. Spencer making the central run. Matheson also hanging back as an option. Krieger cuts back on her left foot. Ships it looking for Matheson, who brings it down. Matheson trying to turn inside, but blocked by Kendall Johnson, and she'll restart the attack to Friels.
The Spirit have done a really good job defensively and asking Sky Blue to kind of solve the problem that they're giving them. Try to beat us with our numbers in behind. Sky Blue hasn't done a great job today at knocking it and really pulling that Spirit defense out.
Ball slides under the feet of Jasmine Spencer. Cameron off her line will find the feet of Rampone. Rampone will hoof it forward, brought down by Coco Goodson, but gives possession away to Lori Lindsay. Switch now for McCarty. Krieger will sprint up the right side, look for a pass as McCarty will handle it, play it through for Allie Krieger, and the flag is up, of course, on Allie Krieger.
McCarty needs to play that a touch sooner. Allie Krieger was right on line when she was making that run forward. One split second quicker, and Krieger would have been on sides there.
And that's the difference between, club speed and national team speed.
Yes.
Right there. Ball flicked through looking for Ocampo as Goodson was again the target. Harris will direct traffic here. Maybe the least she's had to do
Yes.
in a home game
this
year.
Yes, absolutely. But when called upon, she's done a good job.
Thompson's chip over the top, looking again for Coco Goodson. Header won by Houston. Lytle tries the shot from deep and well high and wide. Crowd starting to pick up their energy in the 82nd minute. Perhaps sensing a third straight win for their home side. Spirit had just one win entering August. Could go out in a 3-game winning streak.
Yes, this is great. This is some really good stuff by them. Yes, they have bumps and bruises, but they've sorted it out at the end of the year. They didn't just complain and give up. They worked hard to get, ahead at least in this game and then the 2 other wins in August.
Nick for Goodson. Left now for Melanie Booth. Left-footed ball in. Shot by McCoskey over the top. Be a goal kick. I believe, no, the Sky Blue FC saying that was deflected. They're going to get a corner out of this. Ashwin Harris still holding on to the ball.
Yeah, I thought it was a clear miss.
Corner in. Headed on goal. Now loose and shot from Taylor Lytle. And Sky Blue FC has found a late equalizer in the 83rd minute as Lytle picks up her 4th goal of the year.
That's just
Set pieces.
unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, that's just unfortunate for the Spirit. The ball literally just fell straight to her feet. They had no chance at that. Probably could have put a little bit more of a body in on that corner kick there.
All right, so Sky Blue FC needs 3 more. Can they
Yeah.
do it in 7 minutes?
Yeah,
I don't
let's
think
see.
so.
I
but
don't know.
Crazier things have happened.
Sometimes I think maybe it's me. I just said something about how they've been ahead, and then they get scored on. I need to keep my mouth shut sometimes.
Krieger pushing up the right side. Through to the feet of Spencer. Now laid off right for McCarty and too far.
It was the right idea, just Spencer and McCarty weren't on the same page there.
And if you go back a week and a half, this is what the Chicago Red Stars wanted. They wanted to finish their
Yes.
game because they were really pushing Washington, much like Sky Blue FC did there, to get a late equalizer and keep their playoff hopes alive. But
Yes.
game was called because of the curfew, and Sky Blue FC's been able to play the full 90 and have taken advantage of getting the late goal.
But that was the break maybe the Spirit needed to get them on this little streak here.
Here's McCarty on the right side against Melanie Booth. McCarty into the 18. Crosses it in, headed out of the 6. Second cross from McCarty towards Jasmine Spencer. She wins the header. But Spirit not able to take advantage of that occurrence and counter the other way now.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Plus, the Spirit have been able to score so many late goals this year that maybe they were due to give up one.
Yes.
outside the rear fence or rear of the building. And at no time
Friel steps by Lindsay, plays it up the left side. Melanie Booth is on side here. Booth on the in line, crosses it in towards the far post, and a header out there by the Spirit's Julia Roberts. And the counter is on the other way, but Rampone breaks that up. Nick has her pass blocked by Roberts. It'll come back to Rampone. Left now for Johnson. Another chip in towards the target forward, Goodson. Her foot, though, can't find Ocampo, and Harris off her line. Sky Blue FC has had success going route 1. Been able to create much more attack in the last 10 minutes
Yes,
than they had
they
in the previous 75. Header won by Spencer. That's 2 in a row. From the 5'1" forward.
That doesn't happen often for her.
Rampone going deep again for Goodson. Flick, though, into the path, looking for Ocampo, but Huster's there first. Will whack it clear towards the near side and out for a throw-in. Nice touch there from an assistant coach.
Touch. Wanted to show his stuff on the sideline.
And a miss hit there from Johnson gives the throw away. All that hard work goes to waste. Krieger will take the toss. Again, the Spirit have one more change should they decide to use it. Sky Blue FC has used all 3. Spencer is on side, plays it through for Matheson. Making the run far post is Oakes. Matheson on the edge of the 18, trying to shake 2 defenders. Cross comes in, headed by Oakes, but wide, and Cameron will make the catch just in case. So, Oakes and Lytle, your goal scorers. About 40 minutes apart. Lytle's goal was unassisted. Here's Lytle pushing forward. Plays it to the feet of Ashley Nick, who sprays it left for Melanie Booth. Booth's left-footed ball, a good one towards the middle. Cleared by Abeg. Now knocked all the way down the field by Oakes. Matheson on the scent, but Cameron off her line will play it forward for Madeline Thompson. Thompson playing it towards the middle. Headed on well by Ashley Nick. Huster gets a foot in and works it for Julia Roberts. Krieger. Matheson for Lindsay. Opening up right as Krieger as the 3 allocated players connect. Krieger's ball in towards the top of the 18. Low for Matheson. She's gotten on the edge of the box. Matheson looking for an angle to shoot. Crosses it back towards the far post and nobody home.
Stephanie Oakes was there, but I think Stephanie Oakes was thinking Matheson was going to take a shot there, so she just kind of kept dropping back.
I think Matheson wanted to, but
Yes,
she never
yeah.
got an angle to do
Right.
it.
Her touches just continued to take her away from the goal, so there was really no opportunity to get a decent shot off.
Again, route 1 from Sky Blue FC, but Abeg wins the header there. Thompson back for it for the visitors. Will drop it for Cameron in the 88th minute. Kika Toulouse has a warm-up off. Show might be the last change of the season for Washington. Huster has her clearance blocked by Ocampo. Will pick it up on the other side and help Abeg clear. Ball bounces over Nick's head. And Spencer commits the foul there.
No
on
chance
Rampone.
that was a foul on Jasmine Spencer. It was shoulder to shoulder. As you can see, the fans are not happy about that call.
Actually, Danielle, they would like you to stay online as the team circles around at the end. So, but there's going to be some sort of delay before that happens. So you might want to slow down your close and whatnot. Thanks.
Johnson on the left side, working against Krieger. Cuts back now on her right foot. Switches it towards the top of the 18. And again, Huster there to win it for Spencer. Matheson open to the right. If Spencer can get her the ball, but her touch heavy there. And Thompson and Rampone clean up.
1v2, you're not going to get much out of that from Spencer.
Ocampo, right for McCoskey. Marked by Robin Gale. Gale gets a deflection there. Now we'll just shepherd it towards the corner. Loses possession temporarily, but gets it back and clears. Into the 90th minute. 1-1 the score. Of the final game of the NWSL regular season. Ball headed out, and we will see Kika Toulouse.
Spirit substitution in the 90th minute. Entering the game, number 3, Kika Toulouse.
And they'll take off the captain, Lori Lindsay.
Toulouse for Lindsay in the 90th minute.
I believe just the third or fourth time Lori Lindsay's not played the full 90. So a deserved applause there for the Spirit captain. So Toulouse will play the final few minutes.
Lori Lindsay looked a little bit frustrated coming off the field, but she should be, happy about where this team has ended the season. 2 wins and potentially a tie. They've done some really good things here in August.
Shot from deep from McCoskey, knocked out. I didn't see who she handed the armband to. I would guess Matheson, but I don't see the armband on
I did not
Matheson.
see.
Driven ball in towards Booth. Header one by Roberts. Now loose in the box. Cleared again by Roberts. Into the 3 minutes of stoppage time now as the ball still pings around the top of the 18. Friels wins it. Lays it off for Ashley Nick. Nick sets up the left foot. Tries the shot. Takes a deflection on the way through from Goodson. And Harris off her line.
Looks like Krieger got the armband.
Not a bad choice.
No, not at all.
Little goodbye present on the way to Sweden for Ali Krieger. McCoskey on the right side will be pressured by Stephanie Oakes. Crossed in towards the top of the 18. Brought down low by Friels. Shot from deep, and Lytle, looking for a second, has her shot blocked. Chipped back in by Mel Booth. Headed out by Washington. Now Friels again at the top of the 18. Trying to lose the mark of Julia Roberts. Chip right now. Cross comes in, cleared by the sliding Abeg. Now it's Rampone on the ball in stoppage time against Jasmine Spencer. Working towards the corner now is Rampone. Picked up now by Oakes, who gets the touch in. Rampone will watch it go out. I guess initially thinking that the ball was going to be out for a corner, and then she kicked it after it was over the line, and the referee said now it's a goal kick.
Abeg has had some very acrobatic plays back there tonight for the Spirit. She's really fun to watch. She adds an extra zest to the back line.
Harrison Shea, the goal kick. Can't be much more left in this one. Knocked up the field by Ashlyn Harris towards Oakes. Battles against Ashley Nick. Wins the ball. Knocks it forward, looking for Spencer. Header won by Rampone. Toulouse gets her first touch of the game. Switch now left from Sky Blue FC for Booth. Broken up by McCarty, who will go to work against Melanie Booth. Takes a tumble there. And we'll have a foul there against Mel Booth. Free kick for McCarty in the Spirit. One last run forward for the season. Matheson. Back for Krieger. Up the line for Tiffany McCarty. 101 she'll go to work against Johnson. Up it comes for Toulouse, and Kika's offside.
We got to count the offsides at the end of the game. See how many this has been. It's kind of incredible if you ask me at this level.
Cameron will move to the correct spot, take this free kick for Thompson. Back to the middle. Toulouse gets a foot in. Now Gale will whack it across midfield. And that will do it. The Washington Spirit closed out their 2013 season with a 1-1 tie against Sky Blue FC. Stephanie Oak's goal in the 40th minute, canceled out by a late strike from Taylor Lytle. And Danielle, you know, not the most intense game at times, but a good performance from both teams.
Oh yes, you know, Sky Blue, once they got scored upon, it was really hard for them to come back and score 4 goals to really put them in a position to get that third place spot. But it was a good game. A little hard to watch at the beginning, I think, because there was really no rhythm or not much energy. But as the game progressed, it picked up and it turned into a fun game.
So the final standings for the season, Western New York is your number 1 seed. They finished the year at 10-4-8 on 38 points. FC Kansas City, if you're just joining us, had a 1-0 lead. All they needed was a tie to clinch the number 1 seed. They lost 2-1 thanks to 2 goals from Jen Hoy late in the first half and late in the second half. So FC Kansas City finishes at 11-6-5 on 38 points. They will be the number 2 seed. They will host the Portland Thorns, who won last night against Seattle. They finished 11-6-5, also on 38 points. So 3 teams there at 38 points. Western New York, FC Kansas City, and Portland will be seeded in that order. Sky Blue FC now finishes the year at 10-6-6 on 38 points. So had they scored late in that game, they could have had a 4-way tie with 38 points, but they will be the 4 seed. They will travel to Western New York, which, as we said, Danielle, has not been a good place for them. They're 0-3 against the Flash this year.
Yeah, but you know, when it comes to the postseason, it really is a whole new season. I mean, look at what they do in the college NCAA. Anybody can win, you know. So you know, I think it'll be good for them. It's hard to beat a team 4 times in 1 year. So let's see what Sky Blue is able to do against Western New York next week.
Boston finishes the year with 30 points after losing 2-1 to Western New York last night. Chicago now also on 30 points after beating FC Kansas City in come-from-behind fashion. Both those teams finishing the year at 8-8-6. Then Seattle at 7th with 5 wins, 14 losses, 3 ties. They finish on 18 points. And the Spirit finish 3-14-5, but they get 7 of their 14 points in the last week and a half of the season.
It's definitely a good way to end for the Spirit. They hit some bumps in the road along the way. They had a coaching change mid-season, so it took a while for them to get used to, you know, a whole new staff. But they did well in these last couple games. They could have easily given up, which they didn't. They could have played the victim and just not wanted to be here anymore. But they worked hard for each other, got some results in the last few games, and they're looking towards the future now.
Mark Parsons giving some final instructions to the team before they address the crowd after this final home game and final regular season game. And I think, as you said, a lot to build on for next year. We saw Stephanie Oaks get her first goal tonight. We saw, you know, you add late in the season, you bring Abeg in, and the team has already said, you know, we'd love to have her back next year.
Right.
Tori Huster, phenomenal. You've got a base there.
Yes.
Where you just need to, you know, maybe add a piece or two through the draft, add a free agent or two, and this team can be a playoff team next year.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you look at the allocations, they got a defender, a couple defenders, a goalkeeper, a midfielder. Now, let's see if maybe next year they can really look to get a true finisher, a true scorer, maybe a little bit more of a veteran attacker for them next year.
Ashlyn Harris, I think, is going to be the first player to address the crowd. So as soon as her remarks begin, we'll step aside and listen to what Ashlyn has to say. Taking the tape off of her hands before she talks to the crowd here. Waving some fans onto the field right now as well, some children. So as soon as these festivities begin, we'll step aside and listen to what the team has to say to their fans. What a great group of fans this has been this year.
Yeah.
Teams in last place, but these fans are a first place group.
Yes, the fans have been so consistent at coming out. You know, we struggled with a couple of games here and there, you know, midweek having attendance issues. I mean, never, I guess, really issues when you have over 2,000 people here, but they've been very behind this team, even when they were down and even though they were ruled out early. But these fans have been so great, and we hope in years to come that they continue to be so great to this program.
Ashlyn Harris struggling with both the microphone, and there we go. Let's hear what Ashlyn has to say. We'll step aside here.
I wanted to take this opportunity
Mike, I'm going to turn
and thank you guys
your
so
gains
much
way up to try and catch some
for
of
all
that.
your support,
So don't talk.
for all your help. I spoke to the team earlier and I said, this is all a journey. It's about the memories you make, the people you meet, and what you aspire to do. And we're lucky to do what we love. And we love to have you guys behind us every week.
Steve, can you put a little photo on that?
You're our 12th man. You're the heartbeat of this team. From the bottom of our hearts, we say thank you for an incredible journey and an incredible memories. Take care.
Goaltender Ashlyn Harris.
I think you can talk to him.
I'm inspired. That's the great things from Ashlyn Harris, talking about these fans as kind of the 12th man for this team, and
Yes.
how they've stood behind this team through thick and thin, and how she said this is a journey. And this journey for the Washington Spirit has ended in a very positive fashion.
Yes, yep, it has just begun. It's the first year. You know, this actually is a rookie franchise.
Yeah.
For pro status, so they have a lot to look forward to, and these fans are just going to continue to be behind them. This is a great atmosphere, great facility, fantastic pitch. Who wouldn't want to come watch a professional women's team play here?
Okay, that's a little bit more.
Team is circling the field right now to
That's nice. That's
say their
perfect.
thanks to the many fans who are assembled along the retaining rope there behind the goal. And there's a reciprocity there where the fans really support this team, and the players are great too. Their interaction with the fans are phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a great experience on a game day.
They've made themselves so available, going to appearances. We even have a youth academy here for the Spirit starting at U12. They've come out to training sessions with them, so they've done a very good job at making themselves visible to the community.
Team making the solo walk around the field: Lori Lindsay, Robin Gale, and Allie Krieger leading the way. Chantel Jones as well. And Chantel Jones was in the tough position of backing up a national team goalkeeper, Ashlyn Harris. But when her chances came, she was very good.
Yes, she was. She did well when she was called upon.
See Matheson there as well, clapping her hands above her head. And I think people realize how good Diana Matheson was before she entered this league, but
Yes.
I think there's a newfound appreciation for the job that she
Oh,
she
yeah.
can do from day to day, and that she's done for
Absolutely.
Canada for years.
Yes,
She looks so
she just got so much exposure. With this Washington Spirit team, she has been the face of the team all year, and she's done a fantastic job.
See Caroline Miller in that booth there. She's a player that we saw a lot of good things from before she was hurt. So definitely she's a player. Colleen Williams as well. You look to next year and say, if we can get those two healthy, maybe that fills our attacking problems or some of them.
Yes. Unfortunately, she did get hurt early on in the season, and she could have done some very good things. But hopefully, she'll rest, she'll recoup it, and get herself back out there and do something great for them next year.
Spirit GM Chris Hummer addressing the team right now and saying thank you. And Chris has done a great job, taking this franchise from the DC United Women and making it into a professional franchise. And
Yes.
Was able to bring in Connie Pollers later in the year and ABEG as well, drawing on that previous relationship with DC United Women
Right.
to improve this team. And something I was thinking about later in this game, Danielle, was the teams that made a run late in the year, Seattle and Chicago, they got, they were infused with players. Rapinoe came in later in the
Right.
year. They added Hope Sowell when she was healthy. Chicago brought in their two Germans, Grings, and were able to improve that way. The Spirit team, yes, they brought in Connie Pollers. Yes, they brought in Marissa ABEG. But really, it was the players they already had that improved to make this last couple weeks, better
Yes.
for this team.
Yes, I mean, they absolutely got better as the year went on, but they were already kind of in a little bit of a slump. It was hard to crawl out of that. But as it shows, a win and two wins and a tie in the last 3 games, they're ending on a high note, and they're very happy with that.
All right, let's tie a final bow in this one. Stephanie Oakes scores in the 40th minute. Taylor Lido gets the late equalizer for Sky Blue FC. What do you take out of this game if you're Mark Parsons?
Continue to build. Look towards the future. What we've been saying all night. They got some good players, a good core group that they're going to continue to build around.
Well, and the team has said thank you. The coaches have said thank you. Now it's time for us to say thank you to you fans who watched us all year on YouTube. Thanks for putting up with us
Yes.
for an entire season, and it's been our pleasure to bring you Washington Spirit soccer this year, and we hope that we'll be back next year, bigger and better, and winning a
hopefully
championship
I get
next
hired.
year.
Hopefully I get hired again to come back. No, but really, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you all for watching.
So once again, the final score from this one, Sky Blue FC 1 and the Washington Spirit 1. For Daniel Malgary, I'm Michael Minnick saying thank you so much for tuning in tonight and every night, and good night from the Maryland Soccerplex.
Okay, guys. I don't know if there's anything else to take here. 1-1 or 2. Why don't we go find Chris over there? Is that Mark Parsons? Is it? Oh, no, it's not Mark. Where's the coach? There you go. Let's grab him. Take him through. That's a nice shot. Should be. Okay, pull back. Okay, got a lower third up. So, oh, nice. Okay, good. We're missing some autographs. Nice. Maybe. Okay, taking one. All right, I think it's time to close this up. What do you think? Hang on one second. Just stay on one for a moment. What is out there that we can actually get? Can you find me anything decent here? We can just sort of put a final score. Where are the players? Are there any players out there that we can? Alright, well let's not worry about it. Let's just go focus on it. Yeah, leave that. That's good. Okay. Alright, we're going to hold this shot for, just hold it for 1 minute and then we're going to close